happy Workout Wednesday. So, as a lot of you have really benefited from the workouts I've been putting on this YouTube channel, I am going to be popping on here right now a 10-minute mobilization blast. Now, the focus of this isn't high heart rate. This is all about movement, which is when I qualified to do the yoga, and believe me, I am very beginner based when it comes to yoga. I am not an advanced yogi, but I took on the yoga course because I wanted to improve my range of movement, because as someone who runs a lot, lifts regularly, I am very, very stiff. So, and it's really important as you get older to focus on mobility, because mobility issues can potentially cause injury. So the focus of this 10 minutes is to get you mobile and to make you feel a little bit more ready, maybe prior to your workout, beginning of the day, or even the end of the day, to wind you down for bedtime. So you just need your body weight. You don't need anything else, maybe a mat, and we're going to be doing a combined block of mobility. So you don't need any weights for this session. This might be something you want to do in the middle of your day. If you have a sit-down job, you probably will find that you're feeling quite stiff, your chest typically shortens, your posture changes. So this is a really good one to do to open up the body, get you mobile, and make you feel, hopefully, a little less stiff. Okay, so remember, it's 10 minutes. You can do this at any point throughout the day. I recommend in the morning, afternoon, or night, or prior to a workout. So we're going to start feet hip width apart into Tadasana, hands to your chest, and we're going to reach up high as you can with an extended back. So the extension is going to open up that lower back. Now if you can't extend, that is fine. Just reach up as high as you can. And we're going to come all the way down into a forward fold. So forward fold, all the way down. If you can't touch your toes, that's fine. Just slowly come down as far as you can. We're going to repeat this, so all the way back up, extend if you can, and come back down to the forward fold. Now the focus on the forward fold is to try and get a little bit further. Every single time you come down is a little bit further. Now, if you're feeling that's too much in your back or your hamstrings, you can bring a little bend into the knee. Small bend into the knee will take the pressure off the hamstrings if you are feeling super tight. And again, last one, all the way down, all the way back through. Hold it there, and then we're going to come into standing position, all the way up, back to hands to your chest. So we're going to walk it out now into a hamstring walk, but we're going to stay in the bottom. So bend the knees if you need to, or keep the legs straight. We're going to walk it through to a high plank position. So remember, with the high plank, your body is as straight as you can. We don't want bums here or dipping. And from there, we're going to move to a cobra. So with the cobra, the option to have your hips off the ground if you can. And if you can't, so here, if you can't, you can drop to the floor and scoop through. Now straight arms if you can, but if you are super, super stiff, you might find you need to bend the arms. So option, you've got three options there. Bend the knees, if you can, chest off the floor. If you can't and your back is super tight, you may find that this is enough. If you feel like you are more flexible, hips off the floor, straight arms, and really feel that stretch in the back. Nice. Now from here, we'll move into that child's pose. So toes together, arms straight. Now the aim is, if you can, get the head to the floor. Keep the arms straight, push right into your heels. So bum to heels, hold it there, and push right back. So toes together, head to the floor, and come up into tabletop position, so on all fours, and then we're going to do that again. So back to that child's pose, push right back, elongate that upper back, head to the floor, hold it there. Okay, well done. Now from here, we're going to come back to tabletop position, and on all fours, we're going to thread the needle. So your arm comes through. Now we're going to thread the needle 3 times before we on the last rep, drop the shoulder to the floor. So you're going to thread through. So this is upper back mobility here. So 1, 2, final one, and we're going to stay on the floor, shoulders on the floor, head to the floor, and you should feel that across the upper back. Now if you can, slowly come back up. We're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So 1, thread through. Now if you're like me, you might hear a bit of cracking in your back. It's quite nice. This is my favourite stretch. 2, try and reach a little bit further, and 1 more. 3, we're going to hold it at the bottom. Nice. So quite often you may find, especially if you've been training hard, that your upper back is quite stiff. And back onto all fours. Now we're going to repeat that again. 1 more time. So on all fours, we're going to thread 3 times. So thread through, try and reach a little bit further. This is the range of the movement we're focusing on. 2, keep that hand, if we can, fully planted on the floor and straight. 3, now hold that last one on the floor and drop your head to the floor and really feel that upper stretch on that upper back. And come back up to the opposite side. So remember 3, 1, come back, and 2, 1 more, and you're going to keep that shoulder blade on the floor. Off you go. Drop it down, hand on the floor. Good job. So moving to cat-cow, most of you have probably done this before. So we're going to drop the pelvis, arch the back, and this is a back stretch, a lovely cat stretch. Then we're going to draw the tummy in, pulling your navel to the spine, arching your back. So cat-cow position, we're going to drop back the hips, arch the back, bring the head through, and then do it again. We're going to go for 3 of these. So this is your second one, 1 more on each. Drop down, pull back through, and last one. Pull that tummy in, squeeze, and breathe. Okay, moving back to the top. So you should be starting to feel a bit more mobile now. We're going to stand tall, back to that position, arching the back, and from here, we're going to come down to that forward fold, all the way down. Bend the knees if you need to, hands on the floor. We're going to step it left, then right, and then move into the cobra. So from here, we're going to walk it back and repeat that move. So pull it back through, walk it back, and reach up as far as you can. Now I know getting down and up from the floor cannot be as easy as you think. So forward fold, bend the knees if you need to, hands down to the floor, step it left, right, back to your cobra. Now remember the cobra, you can have your hips on the floor and hold it here. If you need to, you can bend the elbow and go with as much range as you can. The aim is to come up as much as you possibly can. Excellent. Now 1 more time on those and your mobility is done. So slowly come back up. Your final round. So you're going to extend, arch back if you can. If you've got too much load on your back, just stand tall. Come down to that forward fold. Feel that stretching across the back of the legs. Hands down to the floor. If you can do this with straight legs, you should feel that a little bit more in the hamstrings. Step it left, right, and final round on that cobra. Amazing. Coming back to the child's pose now. So toes together, arms straight, head to the floor. And your final move, we are coming to the end now. We're going to come into a hip flex stretch. So we want 90 degrees, foot forward. Now you can bring knee pads into this. If you do have knee pads and you need a bit of knee support, the focus is 90 degrees in both legs. So here is the focus. We're going to reach up and you're going to push into your front leg. So reach up, hold it there. Now if you can, focus on trying to get a little bit further. The aim is really feeling it on the opposing leg hip flexor. Hold it there. And relax and try and take it a little bit further. So we've done 3 pushes into that front leg. You shouldn't feel this on your knees. So remember, if you need a knee pad, slowly come back, change sides. So I'll change onto the other side. Front foot fully planted on the floor. Aim is push in. Now this side is a lot tighter for me, so you may find that you've got one side tighter than the other. That's actually quite normal. We tend to have a dominant side. Hold it there, now push, come back, and again, we'll do 3 of these, squeeze. Now remember, your muscles are like elastic bands. If you're training regularly, you're probably going to feel quite stiff in the morning. And that's because when you're developing muscle, it will shorten. So the aim is to combine mobility into your training plan, because that is where your mobility will improve. It's like anything, you have to practice movement, last one, to get better at it. And take a rest. Great work, guys. 10 minutes of mobility. I would advise doing that sequence daily if you are feeling like your back hurts, if your hamstrings are super tight, upper back feels like it's constantly tight, especially if you're training a lot. So let me know if you do it. I know I've had amazing feedback from the other workouts that you guys, by the way, have all smashed. And happy mobility.